Hi. So, what you're seeing on screen now is my outline for the month of September in 2011. And what this is 1 month, not completed, obviously, but 1 month out of the time span of a novel I'm trying to write that takes place between April 30th, 2011 and November 19th, 2011. There is a prologue that takes place a few years or so before the story, but that's a prologue. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do here is just aggregate a bunch of notes like on paper, and I have on loose leaf. I have a binder as well full of notes, and I have more notes in like bins in my room. I've been working on this novel for a long while, at the very least, drafting and outlining it. Month by month makes it easier for me. I already made October. I didn't finish October, outlining wise. No, I didn't finish October. There's still like a few days left, but I completed most of October. And obviously there's going to be like gaps in the day. Okay, this is hard for me to explain. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna write it yet, but I am trying to get an idea of the hour to hour of these characters day to day. That sounds meticulous. That sounds boring to the average person. I don't care. I like it that way. I'm making no promises about this book, by the way. I just want to share it uh on YouTube, I guess. I want to share my thoughts on YouTube, even though I'm like being vague about certain things. And obviously I'm not gonna share all of it, but I guess I am spoiling some details here and now. And yeah, this does come later in the book. If I actually am pursuing the April 30th to November 19th, 2011 timeline. So October was fairly easy because October I was able to do it from like the first chunk of days and the next day and the next day and the next day. Like it didn't even have to be week by week. I was able to do it almost day by day. And now it's like September. I have notes for September 10th and 11th, but I skipped past those because my brain has just been bouncing all over the document. See, look, yeah, you see here, like an entire week almost is missing here. This gap represents the week. But yeah, sometimes I find myself like focusing on certain parts. I'm trying to embrace how my brain works. And I know that like work has standard ways of doing things. I mean, a lot of jobs are going to be somewhat flexible. They're going to basically say whatever works for you, just as long as this gets done in an efficient way. But other times it will be, we have a certain way of doing things. So I'm hoping with just embracing the way my brain works is that I can adapt it to the standard. I can embrace how my brain works and figure out how to get something done that's going to satisfy the criteria of the standard way of working. Okay, time to be honest here. As far as I know, I have ADHD and I'm not diagnosed. I don't have medication, but it's something that has taken me a while to figure out. I mean, also understand but also figure out how to deal with. And right now, I'm it's like at night. It's like 2:44 in the morning, but uh things like working on this outline has helped me to understand myself. I've also been reading Special Very Well Edition ADHD, A New Understanding. I didn't like read it from cover to cover or anything. Hell, I didn't even like finish a whole article, but I've been flipping through it and I've been like reading snippets and yeah, it seems pretty good. I mean, like I said, I didn't finish an article, but you know what article I didn't read yet? Is it really ADHD or something else? But yeah, as far as I know, the stuff I've been like experiencing lines up pretty well with the symptoms of ADHD, even if I don't have the quintessential ADHD. I'm pretty sure that my symptoms line up pretty well with a type or a variant of ADHD. And this goes with like figuring out stories to like big book stories, right? Like Friday, September 9th, for instance. The characters Pencil and Petunia are supposed to have a big fight because they're so frustrated with each other, and it's supposed to result from like something happening over their first week of school. So basically, what I was thinking is that they both have like a mean teacher, right? Like Pencil gets transferred into Petunia's homeroom in the school year of 2011 to 2012. And they both have a mean teacher, and they both have different ways of going against this mean teacher. Right? There's some parts I left out. Oh, duh! That's what this list is for, hun. Okay. And they stand up for each other as well. In my original draft, I had Petunia just tell Pencil at the end. I didn't have Petunia announce, "Hey, I'm gonna tell Pencil about this." No, uh, she just told Pencil at lunch, but she might have alluded to it. See, I'm not sure. She was told not to fight with her teacher uh, in an earlier draft. I don't know why I'm saying the original draft. I meant the original contemporary draft. I do my stuff meticulous. Cause sometimes that's just how it is. But yeah, Petunia's dad was like, "Hey, don't fight with your teacher today." So yeah, this is just basically like an organized catch-all. Something I've been trying to uh use with my ADHD, my perceived ADHD in general. But yeah, what happened was that I thought of all these plot points and now I'm trying to like weave them together. And sometimes details are just details. It's like, okay, cool, that's characterization, that's imagery, that's just some flair. But sometimes if it's like, important to the plot, of course there has to be. Not important to the plot, but it starts its own plot point. You figure out, okay, how do we make this important to the plot, or how do we make this its own plot point. And so yeah, the idea was that Penseal and Petunia would both act like doofuses and get in trouble with teacher, but they would have like the reasons for acting up would have some merit. A mean teacher is a mean teacher. And sometimes it's a misunderstanding. Sometimes it's more along the lines of an unfair power dynamic. Not all the time, obviously, but sometimes it is. So I hope you didn't mind me just going through this and outlining while I was stuttering and stammering on camera, on microphone, I suppose. But yeah, as I've said, hi, this is another take from like a couple days afterward. I've had Clipchamp open for, as it says, a long time, right here in my editing software that I was looking at while editing this video. Yeah, I just wanted to share some thoughts basically on what's been going on. Obviously, I'm not going to go too personal into my private life. Knock on wood, things are going to get better for me, but it's made sure that I would not have good things happen to me unscathed, right? This book is a huge passion project of mine. I consider it my kid at this point. Um, and I'm barely showing any of it. I'm just showing the September outline. So what you saw was like footage from 2 different days because the first footage. Okay, so I recorded another session like less than 2 minutes, but yeah, for a third day now. Barely anything happened. And I wanted to show you guys like stuff happening, like me typing into the document, me going back and forth in front of the notes. I'm gonna be honest, I think I was probably distracted by talking the first time. Plus, I was tired, as I had said. It was pretty much the middle of the night, and I was trying to keep it down. It has been hell for me. I know lots of things are hell for anyone and everyone. I'm not saying this to claim being unique or being special. I'm just being honest. My life has been rough. It feels like every time I'm on my way to being successful, with right now it's like my personal life, but just even a few years ago, like with my book, like, whoa, I got a good writing day in. It seemed like things have had to go to shit just to compensate. It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, thank you for watching the video. I know I have, I think, 8 subscribers now. Thank you guys. Thanks for still being subscribed, I guess. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Like I said, I just wanted to see how much of a voice I had on YouTube. Like, not an impact, but just what putting my voice out there would do. What sharing some personal things would do.